we are in the QBO gym. And the QBO gym is a place where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios. And to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you're looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to work on some of these on your own and take a little bit of a deeper dive into it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you have to do is just click on the link in the description. But let's jump into today's exercise, which is coming from our April Year 1 Strength Training section, which really focuses on billable charges. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to the video up above. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here, after you have gone through all of the exercises in this section, you will unlock some marketing sample posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's dive into today's exercise where we are going to practice collecting charges. This is part 1 of 4 parts. So when you click on the link here, the exercise will pull up for you. I happen to have it over here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through our scenario. Craig visits some of his customers every week. Sometimes he just performs the weekly gardening, but other times he may include pest control or trimming. Sometimes he needs to send out an employee to do some repair work. Craig only wants to invoice his customers once a month, so he has been keeping a notebook of all the details of each visit. It's time to teach Craig an easier, better, and more efficient way of doing things. Now, to do this exercise and all of the exercises in this section, you will need to be in the sample company. Now, if you're not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, there is a link in the description. Be sure to click on that. Once you sign into the sample company, this is what it will look like. This is the dashboard and where we're going to work for the exercise. Now, as I mentioned, the next few exercises, we're going to learn how to collect charges over time and invoice them all at once. And so you need to complete all 5 exercises of this section in the same session of the sample company. So we'll do billable charges for the first 4 exercises, and then the next one is sending the invoices themselves. But let's go ahead and get started with the exercise. Before we get started, though, we'll need to make sure that Craig's products and services list is populated with the charges we'll need. This step is not necessary to work with delayed charges, but as you will see, it will make your life much easier. So to get to that products and services list, we want to click on the gear icon and then select products and services. Now the gear icon is on the top right corner of the screen. Go ahead and click on that. And then under lists, you will see products and services. Select that. Alternatively, you could have hovered over sales and then selected products and services. It's nice that QBO allows you to get to the same page in many different ways. So just know that there's lots of different paths to get to the same place. So I want to scroll down to gardening and find that and then edit it. So if I scroll down, you can see the names here. It is under landscaping. So here is gardening. We want to click on that edit wording right there to adjust this. And the reason we're going to adjust it is because we are going to put in the sale price rate. And this is going to make it so much easier when we are doing the delayed charges, because as we are selecting gardening, all of this information that we have here is going to populate for us. So in the sales price rate field, let's go ahead and make this 50. So once you type in that 50, click out of it, and you will see that this will pop up for you. It's asking about sales tax. We're just going to accept QBO's sales tax suggestion. So just go ahead and click on confirm. And if it doesn't immediately pop up when you click out of this field, just give it a moment. It may take a second to pop up. But we are all done editing this, so we are going to just click on the green Save and Close button. Go ahead and do that. And now the information that we had just filled in, that sales price is now showing, and it is showing as taxable. All right, so now we are ready to begin collecting charges for our first week. The customers we'll be using are Cool Cars, Duke's Basketball Camp, Jeff's Jalopies, Red Rock Diner, and Weiskopf Consulting. Each will get weekly gardening service at a minimum, but just know there may be some other things to add. So let's get started with the first delayed charge. In order to create it, we want to click the plus new button and then select delayed charge. So that plus new button is on the top left corner of the screen. Click on that. And then under customers, you're going to select delayed charge. Now, when it appears for us, we're going to go ahead and fill it out for our first customer, which is Cool Cars. So in the customer field, we're going to select Cool Cars. So click the down arrow and you'll see they are the third one listed. So go ahead and select it. Now, the delayed charge date, which is right here, refers to the date that Craig performed the service, not the date that Cool Cars will be invoiced. Remember, that is only one time, and that'll be at the end of the month. This is when the actual service was performed. Now, for the remainder of these exercises, to make it a little bit easier, we're just going to leave the date as is. It's going to default to today. So yours will be different, but just leave it alone as we are going through all of these, as we're creating all of the delayed charges. But of course, in a real life scenario, you would want to make sure that this is an accurate reflection of when the work is done. So we're going to leave this as is, and we're going to continue with filling this out. So on the first line in the product service field, we're going to select gardening. So click into that text box right there, and you can either scroll or you can type it in. Either way is perfectly fine. Once you do find gardening, go ahead and select it. Now you'll notice that since we added that rate in the products and services list previously, as I mentioned before, this is automatically populating, which is going to make our job so much easier. And you can see that rate right there. So this one is all complete. We don't need to do anything more with it. So we're going to, we have more delayed charges to enter. So let's just click on Save and New. That is down here on the bottom right corner of the screen. Click on Save and New. And now that delayed charge has been saved, and let's move on to the next customer. So in the customer field, we're going to select Duke's Basketball Camp. So click on that down arrow and you'll see Duke's Basketball Camp just a couple down. And then let's fill out the rest of the form. So on the first line in the product service field, we're going to select gardening. So click into it. I'm going to type this time gardening for it to pop up. Once you find it, click on it. The rest of the information will populate. They didn't get anything else this week, so we are all done with this delayed charge as well. We're going to click on Save and New to work on the next delayed charge. So once you click on Save and New, you will see that one is saved. And now let's move on to Jeff's Jalopies. Now, this first week, Jeff's Jalopies got some pest control services in addition to the weekly gardening. So we need to capture that here. In the customer field, select Jeff's Jalopies. I'm going to type his name so that it comes up a little quicker. And then in the product service field on the first line, we're going to select gardening. So click into it. I'm going to type to make it a little bit quicker in getting it. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. The information will appear. And now we need to add that pest control service. So on the second line in the product service field, select pest control. So click into it 2 times. You can either start typing or you can scroll. I'm going to type to make it a little quicker. And then once you find it, go ahead and select it. All the information is going to appear for us, and we were all done with this one for Jeff's Jalopies. We have a couple more to do, so let's click on that Save and New button. And that delayed charge has been saved, and now let's move on to Red Rock Diner. Now, Red Rock Diner also got some pest control services, and so we want to capture that here. So in the customer field, select Red Rock Diner. Go ahead and click on it. You can scroll or you can type it in. Either way is fine. Once you find it, go ahead and click on it. And then we need to add the gardening and the pest control. So on the first line, we're going to add gardening. Click into it, go ahead and type or do a scroll to find it. Once you do, go ahead and click on it. And then on the second line, we're going to select Pest Control Services. So go ahead and start typing it or scroll down to find it. Once you do, go ahead and select it. And this one is all done now as well. So we have one left to do. So we're going to click on Save and New one more time. So click on that green Save and New button. That delayed charge has been saved. And now let's do it for Wise Cough Consulting. So in the customer field, we're going to select their name. Go ahead and click on their down arrow. You can either scroll or you can, they're the last one down there, or you can type it in. Either way is fine. And then on the first line in the product service field, we're going to select gardening. So click into it, go ahead and either type it or do a scroll. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. Everything will populate. They didn't get any pest control or trimming services this week, so we are all done with this one and all of our delayed charges. So we're going to click on the down arrow next to Save and New and then select Save and Close. So go ahead and do that. Down arrow, Save and Close. And now that fifth delayed charge has been saved, and that is how you would send week 1 of the delayed charges. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to move on to the next exercise in the strength training section. And if you want to continue, make sure you leave this session of the sample company open, as we are going to work on week 2 of delayed charges. And I will see you in the next video.